Today is about Venn diagrams and then the fancy word of cardinality. Cardinality just means you got to count how many things are in a set. It's a weird fancy word, but Venn diagrams are a visual representation of what we did last time. A lot of people are visual learners. They want to see it, so it's just a bunch of like circles and stuff where the intersection and overlap represents the universal sets. Everything in the universal set goes inside of the rectangle. The rectangle represents all possible numbers, and then the individual sets are circles. What does this symbol right here mean, my friends? Union or intersection? Intersection. Let's just shade with our pencil where the intersection of those sets are, and how do you feel about that dude right there? Isn't that where circle A intersects circle B? Like that is the intersection of those guys? Cool. How about this guy? Doesn't say intersection, it says the union. So that means like shade in everything in A. And I don't care that you totally shade dark. If you want to just stripe it, you know, that's fine. Everything in A and everything in B, right? And it just so happens that the overlap is there too. Like the intersection gets shaded. It's just like all of A and all of B. If we were to write them down, you wouldn't list things twice. You know, those are the guys in the intersection. But shading it in, it'll get shaded, right? So all of that. And then the last one of these shade-in guys that I care about is this. That's A complement. Isn't that in our own words means people who are not in A? Are you with me on that? So it's kind of like this. You shade everything in except for A. Like the circle A stays empty. So we're shading all that in. That's not A. A stayed empty, like it's just white, and things that are not in A got shaded in. Just a little visual representation. And then I want to skip the rest of them because I think just diving into the questions makes a lot more sense. So I'm going to go down to this guy. This is literally a question I snipped out of homework. That's why it says MOM problem. MOM means My Open Math. That's the homework program that you're using. You might not know its name, but whatever. They say, what region should be shaded to illustrate C intersection B? So here's C. Here's B. I don't care if you highlight these or not. Here's C. Here's B. Do you see those two circles right there? How do you feel about they intersect like right there in that green region? Does that feel comfortable to you? You may want to shade it or not shade it. But on your computer screen, you obviously can't shade those in, right? So they put all these numbers in there, and they say, bro, what regions represent the intersection? You also have to follow the instructions. They need you to type them in numerical order without spaces or commas. So would you believe the two numbers are 5 and 6, right? You got to put them in numerical order. So you put a 5, and then you put a 6. It literally looks like 56. You know, don't put a comma, don't put a space. So I wanted to do this one with us so people are like, how do you type this in? It's 5 and 6. Like, why can't I get the right answer? 5, 6. Cool. All right, let's go to the back side. Cardinality is about, yo, dude, how many things are in this set? The hard part for you is how they typed the question. So sometimes they want to know what the cardinality is by listing it like this. You may think of that as like absolute value bars, but in this case it's not representing absolute value bars. It's just like how many things are in set A, or sometimes they list it like this. They put an N in front of it for like what are the number of things in A. Let me just give you a quick example. See set A right there? How many things are in there? Isn't there 7, 3, 1, and 4? Like you would all have to like add together, right? It's like how many things are in there. So let's try this first question. What is the number of elements in A intersection C? With a pencil instead of a pen, so you can erase it. Could you like shade in where A intersection C is? A intersects C. Shade that in. But how do you feel about A intersects C being like right here? Does that kind of make sense? How many things are in there? I feel you with there 2, but like there's 4 and 1, you know, so we're just going to literally add those numbers up. What's 4 plus 1? 5. So there's like 5 elements in there. What's kind of dumb is they don't tell us what these numbers are all about. We'll see that in a story problem here in a second. It's like, oh, I see why they put some numbers in here, but there's like 5 elements in A intersection C. How about the number of elements in B union C? So it's a union, so I'll shade it so you don't have to like waste a bunch of eraser and stuff like that. B is all of this, and C is all of this, and they wanted me to like unite it together. So all you got to do is find where that's at and add up all those numbers, right? If you need to use calculator, use calculator. It doesn't hurt my feelings, right? But I'll let you do that. Recording. So I'm going to add up 5, 3, 1, 2, 4, and 8, and I got 23 out of that. Are we okay with that situation? And here is the complicated stuff where they have a few intersections in a row, right? So, okay, I need A intersection B intersect C complements, or in other words, not C. And here's what I think. Find one at a time. I'm going to find A intersection B. How does that look like to you right there, that spot? Isn't that cool for A intersection B, right? And then this is saying, bro, can you also say we need to be in not C? And how do you feel about this green nugget actually is in C? Do you see that little green piece of the pie is inside of the C circle? So we do not want him because they're saying not C. So I need everybody in this little dude right here, but kick out the people that were in C. How do you feel about that being 3? It's just that dude right there. There's 4 total dudes in that. Let me start that over. That might be an easier way to explain it. When I just did this orange section right here, how do you feel about there was 4 guys in there, right? The 3 plus the 1. And then you got to say, nope, I don't want you to be in C, right? So we kick that dude out. Why don't we try this dude, but I'll give you a helping start. Save the knots for last. You know, it doesn't matter what order you look at them in. Save the knots for last. Can you find A intersection C? Just look at that. A intersection C. Isn't that like right there in this green bubble right here? A intersection C. How many guys are in there right now? 5. And then I need to kick out the dudes that are in B because that means not B. So the dudes that are in B were these. Sorry, I didn't switch colors. These guys right here. I need to kick those out. How many do we have? 4. If you need some more help with that when we start doing homework, you let me know, right? That's kind of weird. What's nice about having it on paper is you can shade stuff in and like cross some stuff out. But you need to just do 2 of them first and then kick some people out. These are more like the questions that I care the most about. They give us a small little story. They give us a fake little Venn diagram right here that you just got to fill some stuff in. On homework, when you're working on it, you might need to sketch a Venn diagram on a piece of paper to like make this work, right? Because it's a visual. Suppose set B contains 39 elements, and the total number of elements in set A or B is 105. Sets A and B have 9 elements in common. How many elements are contained in set A? So here's what I did first. I read the whole thing for a general overview. Here's what I think you'll be successful with. Can you figure out how, sorry, I thought that was a highlighter, how many guys are in here? This is like the intersection of those. That's where I like to start. From the story, do you know how many people are in A and B at the same time? That's total, right? That's A or B. I'm glad you said that, right? Or is the union. We might want to write that down. Or means union, and means intersection. Or means the union, and means the intersection. So I'm going to just kind of go keep reading through it and say, sets A and B right here. Do you see how it says sets A and B? How many people are in there? 9. Throw the 9 in there. That's where I like to start. A and B have 9 elements in common. Then I'm going to go back to use this dude right here. Set B has 39 things in it. This whole freaking red circle has 39 things in it total. Don't we have 9 of them already accounted for, though, right? So how many are left in this little weird crescent shape right here? If there's 9 right here and there's supposed to be 39 total, you would subtract those, right? How much? 30. Are you feeling okay with that? There's 30 of them in that guy, right? And then what they say next, that 105 is helpful because that's everybody in the union of them. If you put all of it together, like all of this should add up to be 105. So don't we have 30 taken care of, and 9. I forgot to have my calculator open, sorry. But I'm going to take 105 and subtract away that 30 and subtract away that 9, and shouldn't that be what's left in that case? Could you punch that in for me? 105 minus 30 minus 9. How many should be left over in that other circle right there, baby? 66. So I figured out the intersection first. Then they told me everybody in B had to add up to 39. And then they said the union of A and B had to be 105. So if there's 39 over here, there's got to be 66 over there. Right? Just a little bit of arithmetic. Let's try another one of those. Right? The last one of the day. Big time story. You will definitely need to draw your own little Venn diagram on paper when we're doing homework on this, or something to kind of figure this stuff out. So they asked somebody if they're going to buy their cell phone, and they say, yo, man, what's most important to you if you're going to get a new cell phone? They said, is color, size, or brand influence their choice? So since there's 3 different guys, you should name each set so it helps your thing out. It doesn't hurt my feelings if you put letters, if you put C, S, and B, but for me, I'm going to just make it easy on myself and put color, size, and brand so I know what they're talking about. So some people were buying a new cell phone. They surveyed them, what's most important to you? The brand of the phone you get, is it iPhone or Android? The size of it, do you want the big screen or the little screen kind of stuff? The color of it, do you want the rose gold? Do you want the black? Do you want the silver? Do you want this? That kind of stuff. They asked them all these questions. And here's all the results. 5 only said color. Well, it's definitely going to go in here, right? But could the 5 be over here? Just out of curiosity, could the 5 be over here? Could it go into the size category or not? What do you think? Yes or no? No. How do you feel about that going right there? This is in the color category, and it is not in size, and it is not in brand. Rock on? So what I also do is be boom, got you. Put you in my list. 8 only said size. See if you can put an 8 in the right spot. Ask a neighbor. 8 only said size. Size is the only thing that's important. It's I want a big phone, or I want a small phone. How do you feel about the 8 going right there? 16 only said brand. So to me, those weren't that complicated for myself to figure out where they go in the Venn diagram. 20 said only color and size, right? Color and size. So is that this whole thing right here, or is it just this red piece right here? Just color and size. Red piece or whole little wedge? Just the red piece. Color and size overlap in that one spot, so 20 go there. Got it. 42 said only color and brand, so wherever color and brand overlap in just that little section is where the 42 goes. 53 said only size and brand. And a lot of people like to find this one first, and a lot of times I'm that person. 102 people said all 3 things. And to me, that's one of the easier things to find. Isn't this the spot where all 3 circles intersect in that case? So I got me a 102 in that spot, but where did the 20 go? 20 of them said none. Outside the circles, but inside the rectangle. Are you with me on that? So 20 of them go there, right? 20 people said, nah, none of it, right? And now, here's what we can answer. How many people were influenced by brand? You go to the brand circle, and you add up every number in there. You find the cardinality of it. You add up all the numbers in that spot. So I'll let you add 16 plus 42 plus 102 plus 53, right? I'll let you do that. See if you get my number. I could be wrong also. I got 213. Did you get 213? Cool. So let's give homework a shot, man.